Hello everyone, it is Thursday afternoon. That means it's time for another Facebook Live. So I'm still figuring out this online class stuff. We're doing it a little bit different. I was talking to some friends of mine and they're like, well, don't redesign something new every week. If you have a class, then offer it online. So that's what I'm going to do today. I had a class last Thursday, so I'm going to demonstrate those 3 cards. And then if you place an order, I really need to write on this by Monday, because I forgot to do that. Then you will get the kit for these 3 cards for free with a $50 order. And then if you place an order $75 or more, then you get the kit for the 3 cards plus a free embellishment. And the embellishment will probably be these, let me show you these guys. They are frosted iridescent dots. They're really pretty. So I am still going to give away one of these cards next week because I don't want to take that away. I want y'all to still have a chance to win a free card. And that will be the card, the one that uses those dots will be the card I give away. So that's why I decided to use those dots as the embellishment. If you do get the embellishment, I'll have to have time to get that ordered and ready to send out. If it's just the kits, I can get those sent out next week. So let me get this shared with my page. Hey, Marion. So if somebody's looking for it there, they can find it. I really ought to have another tab opened up, and then it would be much faster to do this. I didn't think of that until just now. We'll see if I can remember that for next week. No promises. Oops. All right. Got that link copied over there. Let's get back to where I was, just in case. All right, almost there. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're ready. So this is the card that we made, one of the cards we made last week. And so I'll tell you at the end who won this card. I will still put the dimensions of one of the cards over on my blog. Again, I don't want to take anything away from what I have been doing. I'm just kind of branching out and adding some new things. So, okay. Our first card is using this adorable fluffy squirrel stamp set. And it has a corresponding punch. So it punches out the squirrel, this squirrel, and the acorn. So it's a really fun one. I'm going to need the punch still, so I don't want to put it too far away. This is the card that we're going to make. And so I have the die cuts already done. So we just have to do the stamping and the punching. All right, so we're going to, we don't need those for stamping. Oh, and I think I will get my, with our photopolymer, it's like, especially this one that's really a solid, it helps to have this Stampin' Pierce mat. All right, so on our, this is the Everyday Arches. I did not check today. They have been back in stock, so hopefully they are still in stock. They're meant to go this way, but I'm turning this one upside down just for fun. So we're going to use Early Espresso. Oh, and I forgot to mention, if you came to this class and you win the free card, I'll pick a different card so you don't just get one that you already have. I meant to mention that earlier. All right, so we're going to stamp a little tree stump for our squirrel to sit on. We're going to stamp 2 acorns. This is all in early espresso. This is pecan pie. I'm going to do it from this end, just because I know I want to punch going that way. And then on our, sorry, I forgot we do need to stamp on this. On the bottom of our designer series paper, this is the Moments Gathering Together designer series paper, which I hate to not use that beautiful leaf one, but for this guy I needed something a little less busy. So we're going to stamp Go Nuts, It's Your Birthday on the bottom of that. So that is, nope, one more thing in early espresso. The outline of our squirrel on our, we go that way? Yeah. On our white, basic white scrap. I think he'll go this way. Oh, I inked that up well, didn't I? All right. Now we're done with our early espresso. Now we need pecan pie. And that's what we're going to stamp the inside of the squirrel in. And this is where this Stampin' Pierce mat will really help. Just trying to make sure I've got him good and inked up. Now this will be a challenge because I'm not right over it. But I try and line up the inside of his ear and his eye. And there are some spots intentionally left white. Hey, that was not too bad. All right, that is all of our stamping. I'm just going to put this stuff back. I've got little tubs over here, so maybe I can be a little organized. I'll still have a lot to put away, but maybe it'll be more organized when I'm done. All right, now we're ready to punch. So our acorn, this is why I wanted to punch from the right, because if I'd started there, well, it's far enough apart, but you run the chance of messing up your acorn in the squirrel. It's like, hopefully that won't go flying somewhere. If it does, we'll just stamp another one. There we go. And then our squirrel, I don't want to lose those guys. Now we'll punch out our squirrel. And I stamped them kind of to the right so I would have something to hold on to. If you ever have a piece of paper that's too small and you can't hold on to it, just take a Post-it note and put it on the edge of your paper, and that will give you something to hold on to. Okay. And you can save these little white acorns if you want to and stamp on them. I usually don't. It's too much work. Okay. Now we have everything ready to put this together. So this is crumb cake card base. And we're going to put this guy on just flat. Again, I hate to cover up those beautiful leaves, but for this card, we need to. Make sure your sentiment is right side up. And this is actually basic beige. This goes on flat. And I just lined it up with the edge of the designer series paper. All right, and then we're going to put this guy on with dimensionals. I'm going to do it before I put his acorn on, so I can make it look like he's holding the acorn. So we're going to sit him on this stump. And then one of the acorns is going to get a mini dimensional. And that will go down here by the, well, come off of there, by the sentiment. And then the other one is going to get just a little bit of green glue. So not too much. Didn't take much to hold it. And then I'm just going to position it like right behind his paw. So it looks like he's holding it. And then the last thing we need are our dots. These are Cajun Craze and Gold dots. And that they come in 3 sizes, so we'll put a large one and a small one there. And then I'm going to do a medium. I might have, yeah, I think I did a medium up here. And there we go. There is our first card. All right, put all that stuff back in there. All right, we'll keep one of those out though so we can look at everything at the end. Let's get this out of the way. All right, our second card is using the Light and Wonder bundle. So let me show you what these dies look like. These are pretty amazing. So the stamp set is just sentiments, but it has some amazing dies. Let me grab the catalog because this one is in the mini catalog. And you can see what they've done with it in here. I always like to look and see. So there's where they did a bunch of die cutting and made a whole scene. This one they took the words and embossed them in white. This one they actually took those dots that I showed you. They're adhesive backed. They scraped all the adhesive off and put them in a shaker card. So that's pretty cool. And then the paper is just amazing. So on one side it's got like the Northern Lights, and then on the other side it's more just a little, not quite solid, but fairly solid. And they always show you in the catalog, and they'll tell you on the back of the designer series paper too, the colors that are in that set. So the card we're going to make, let me put this away. The die I used on this card is this one. I'll show you another card I made as a thank you where I used this die. But let's put these away just so I don't lose anything. All right, and this is the card we're going to make. Now I also used on this the Soft Waves embossing folder. And then you can see I've cut up a lot of my paper, but it is just amazing. And I like this because you get, I think, 8 sheets of each. I think there's like 6. Yeah, you get 48 sheets. So there's 6 designs and you get 8 of each, which is great if you're making a lot of cards. Okay, so let's make our card. This one has very little stamping. This is the ribbon. This balmy blue sheer ribbon. That's also a part of this whole suite. All right. So when I cut this, and again, this is the one that I'll put the dimensions for in my blog after this video is over. I went ahead and cut a whole strip of these trees, and it will make 2 cards. So you can put half on one and half on the other. And that's just easier, especially for a class where everybody's making 2. That made it a little easier. All right, let's set those aside. Let's do our stamping first. Only thing we're stamping here is our sentiment. We're going to use Memento Black. And I'm going to stamp it towards the right because I'm going to angle cut that left side. that's all the stamping on that one. That was pretty easy. We'll cut that in a minute. Now, when you're using this, the way I told them to do in class is you take a little bit of liquid glue, and you can, even if you want to be precise, because you don't want it to go over the edge, the glue. So you're just going to put some glue on here. And this way, you know that you're going to have enough for the other one. So you just want that to line up on the bottom, and that liquid glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room. That looks good. So we're going to leave that for just a minute, let it set. While we're waiting, let's move it out of the way a little bit. I'm going to take my ribbon and tie it around. This is Balmy Blue also, but I use that Soft Waves embossing folder on. So we're just going to tie it in a knot. I love sheer ribbon like this. It's just adds a little extra glimmer. All right. Get my scissors. Trim that up a little bit. And this can go on your card base. I'll keep covering things up over here. Here's your bone folder so you can make that nice and crisp. And then again, whoop, I want to use my liquid glue on this. I like to use liquid glue when it's embossed. Just gets in those little crevices better. You want that pretty far over to the left so that you have room for your beautiful paper to go on top of it. And just hold it for a few seconds. Make sure that glue gets adhered. Okay, let's cut our paper now. So just turn it over to the back side and just trim that right along there. And now you've got one that will fit your other card. I think it goes this way. So you can get two cards out of one strip of black like that. All right, this guy's gonna go on a piece of white. I decided it needed a little something to separate it from the Balmy Blue. I just liked that framing of it a little bit. Nope, we want it, yes, we can use our seal on this because it's not going on the embossed piece. It's just going on the white piece. And it just has a real narrow border around it. This guy is going to go on dimensionals, which I have buried again. So I'm just going to put one in each corner. That way it will straddle the ribbon. All right. And slide that in. And now we're ready to angle cut our sentiment. This just goes flat on top of the designer series paper. So a little bit of green glue there. This way. And I just lined it up with the edge of the designer series paper. And then the last thing we need to do is add some of those dots. Here they are. I'm hiding them from myself. And there's 4 different colors, and any of them will work. Take your pick tool. And I think before I used like a combination. So let's use one of these. Let's use, that's a clear one, kind of clear. And then a little blue one. And they're iridescent, so they kind of all blend together anyway. They're just beautiful. So like I said, this will be the free gift if your order is $75 or more. And this will be the card. I'll put the dimensions on my blog. Okay, that is the second one. Move that stuff out of the way. And then our last card is using the Peace on Earth bundle. So it has a stamp set, again, just sentiments. It has an embossing folder, and this is a hybrid. No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not hybrid. It's not hybrid, but the dies that I've used, so they're not sticking as well anymore. These dies fit in the middle of that embossing folder. So some really nice label dies and just some additional greenery, some stars and some doves and little envelopes. And then it has paper that goes with it. So this whole suite has the paper. I didn't bring the ribbon over. But it has this beautiful, it's all just different shades of blues. So it's really beautiful. I love that one. Some doves. And then I think that might, I don't know if that's crumb cake or a basic beige. Let's see, it will tell us on the back. Basic beige and crumb cake, so it has both in there. Cloud cover, misty moonlight, pecan pie, and secret sea. So beautiful. And then also in the suite, I think it's part of the suite, is this glimmer paper. Let me take it out. There are 3 colors. They call it soft green. Let's see, what else do they say? Blue, dark gray, and soft green. So there's your soft green, your blue, or your dark gray, and your blue. So we kind of use this as cloud cover and as secret sea. And then that may be more like azure afternoon, I would say, would be the kind of the colors of those, or what you could pair them with. So this card, oh, and then the embellishments. I forgot the ribbon. The embellishments are these flowers, these different blue flowers. Let me grab the ribbon real quick, if I can find it. I think it's right here. Yep, here it is. It's beautiful. So it's this beautiful deep blue with this kind of silver edging on it. It's gorgeous. It's very glimmery. I didn't use it on this card, but I did use some of that lightest color of the glimmer paper in the flowers. So again, on this one, all we're stamping. Oh, and there's another set that coordinates with it. This is with the scrapbook stuff, so it's kind of meant as a set to use in memory keeping. But I love this bird that's in it and the flowers. So it would be good for cards or memory keeping. But we're just using the one set today. So there's all of our pieces. All we need to do, this one goes together very quickly. We're going to stamp our sentiment in Secret Sea. And it just says heartfelt prayers. Just stamp that in the middle. That's all our stamping. Now put them over here. You could definitely, so it has some nice sympathy sentiments, but you could also use it for Christmas. Peace, love, and joy, peace on earth, sending you love. Big hugs for a good friend is always a good one for any time. So it's not necessarily a Christmas one, but it could be used for Christmas. All right, now we just have to put it together. Like I said, this is a really quick and easy one. So we'll use our liquid glue. Whoops. And this is embossed with that embossing folder. And you can see the biggest of the labels just fits right in there very nicely. So we'll put this on our card with our liquid glue. Just right in the middle. And then because you have that cut out, you know exactly where your die cut is going to go, or your die cut. So you can just take this and go ahead and put it on. And I'm not going to do it right over my card. Just put a little bit of glue on the lower leaves because I like, there it goes, my upper leaves to be kind of free. I don't want them tacked down. If you want them all tacked down, by all means, put glue on all of them. That's just fine. So I know I want to keep the stem within this. I don't want it going off there. And these guys, I'm going to let that dry for just a minute. We can put this together. So we can just use, whoops, too many things over here. Some seal for this. Just center that in the middle of that, and then we'll put dimensionals. I keep moving where they are on this guy. That dove paper is beautiful too. I think I'm probably going to take this with me this weekend. I'm going on a retreat this weekend. It's my friend Kay's fall retreat. So I'm going to be going and crafting all weekend, assuming my granddaughter doesn't decide to arrive. All right, now we just need our flowers. So this also has several different colors. It has a white, a light blue, a medium blue, and a dark blue. And I think any of them besides the dark blue would work. So it looks like we have a lot of this medium blue. Let's try that one. And I am going to use my spatula end on this. So let's put that. Yeah, they may not show up quite as well as the white ones, but I think they still look good. Uh-oh. Did I lose it or did it just not? Oh, it just didn't come up. Let's see. Some more in there. All right. That is our last card. Yeah, those look nice too, the medium ones. I think, and they match the tone of this designer series paper well. All right, so those are the 3 cards that we made. And so if you place an order between now and Monday, you will get a kit for these cards. I will not include the embellishments. I will include the ribbon. But you would need, like for the squirrel especially, you would need that bundle to be able to do that. I mean, I'll include a piece of white paper, a piece of pecan pie. This will be die cut for you. But you would have to have the squirrel bundle to make this card. You could use it for something else if you wanted. All right, and this is the one I will give away next week. So speaking of that, the person that won this card from last week is Betty, and I'm actually going to see her at the retreat this weekend, so I will try and remember to pack that for her. And then I promised you another card. Look at the colors in this one. So this is a rich Blackberry Bliss. The rich raspberry is gone. This is Blackberry Bliss card base, and then Petunia Pop I used there because I thought it kind of went with those. And then I used the pink gems. But this is the big tree one. And I did have to trim a little bit off each end to get it to fit on this card. But that paper is just amazing. I think I will take this set with me this weekend and that one probably too, to play with. I like to just have fun and play. Okay. As I said, I will have the dimensions for this card on my blog shortly. And next week, I don't know what we're going to do next week. I won't have a class to show you that I've already taught, so it'll be something new. So maybe we'll do one more fall class before we jump full force into Christmas, which I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'll be doing a lot of Christmas crafting this weekend. Yeah, I have one I can show you. So we're going to be making cards with the traditions of Christmas. So these two sets and dies. And that is actually what my project-based class is on the 20th of October. But this is one of the cards we're going to make in that class. So I'll be playing with this. That's what all our make and takes will be we'll be using for all the make and takes at the retreat. And then I've got some other Christmas ones that I haven't played with. I haven't really jumped into Christmas crafting, so that's what I'm going to do this weekend, is jump full force into that. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, wait, I see something else up here. Oh, this must be another. Do I have some more swaps? I do. Oh no, these were my team meeting from the end of September. And we use that. So let me show you these real quick. Oh no, these are using Holly Jolly Holly. Because it is a hybrid embossing folder, but it doesn't cut out the leaves completely, so you can kind of tuck things in there. So this was the Jolly Holly. This is that same paper from the Peace on Earth. And then this is the paper from the Christmas Traditions. So these were the cards we made at my September team meeting with the Jolly Holly. Look at that paper. It's got gold foil on it. Just beautiful. Yep, I forgot I wanted to show you those. Okay, I think that is it. I will see you next week with something else. Watch Facebook for whatever I'm getting up to this weekend with my crafting. I'll have lots of fun things to share with you, I hope. I hope I'll get lots done. And I will see you next week. Bye.